going to send you this file. And solo share it. Okay, as we know, yesterday sudden interruption because of the power failure. So net was not there. Cannot do. So I think last time I started this one and I explained that if there is a inclined joint with x-axis having an angle theta, and if this is the joint or the strike direction of the joint and normal to this is y dash, and basically the two stresses which we are interested here as far as 2D is concerned is the shear stress along this plane and the vertical or the normal stress in y line. Okay. And I have already shown you the constitutive relations. तो इसका just inverse कर देने से in a compliance relation we will find like this: V, which is the normal displacement in this direction, and U, which is shear displacement along this direction, can be related by this, where these two will be 0 as I have written here, and S11 will be 1 by Kn, and this will be 1 by Kt. Okay. So this is just the relationship inverse of that constitutive. Now if I go here, so this is that relationship. I'm again there. Now this is 1 by Kn and this is 1 by Ktt. And as I told you, and always remember that Kn or Ktt are Pascal per meter, is not Pascal. Okay, इसका जो unit है. So per meter of displacement, how much stress is required in shear direction and in normal direction. This is what is the main thing here. Now, if I have to add the compliances, so the rock compliances is based on stress-strain relationship. So if the rock, that is in the intact part of the rock, if that is with stress-strain and this is with stress with some displacement, then we cannot add them together. So we have to somehow make these values into a Pascal form or 1 by Pascal form. In that sense we have to bring it, otherwise we cannot add the compliance. Okay. Now how do we get this? It's a very simple way we can get in the strain form here. That's why I've written it just in the strain form. Now you consider this is the two joint plane, let's say. Okay, you are able to see this, right? Okay, so these are the two joints, and let's say the average spacing is D. D is the average spacing. So two joint in a single joint sets and average spacing is D. Now this is the sigma n which is pressing it. So if we know the displacement V, then what will be the strain in this direction? in ascent direction? Can anybody tell me? Normal directional strain. The displacement of the joint is V. Then what could be the strain in this direction, in normal direction?
V by D.
Say it again.
V by D.
V by D, right?
Yes.
V is the displacement and D is that length. Basically, वो जो length है, and this joint is getting compressed because of this normal stress, so that become V, and this total is D. So we are getting V by D is the strain. So if it is become V by D, this KNN is related to what? Sigma. So I write that. Then you let me write it down. See, this KNN is related. See, Sn is equals to KNN into V. Let's say V dash, whatever in that direction. Now I want to replace this I want to replace this by V dash by D. If I do V dash by D, so there will be a D multiplied by here. So ये जो term हुआ, this is now related, Sn is related to the strain, normal strain with this term, D into Knn. Okay, you got that? And that's why this is D into Knn. You see there? So Cnn will be 1 by D into Knn. Okay. This is the relationship between stress and strain. This is in normal direction. This is very easy to understand. Now shear direction में ये कैसे आ गया? Can anybody tell me? Shear direction में भी D आ गया. Can you prove that? Let me give you an hint. Let's say shear direction displacement इतना तक हुआ U, इधर से इधर आया, this is U. Okay. So what is the shear strain then? You can write shear strain. So I am relating again tau is equals to some KTT into U dash. ये था. Now how shear strain become U dash by D? Basically this, what is shear strain? The angle this, ये जो छोटा angle है, ये वाला shear strain. You remember? Basically ये जो angle है, छोटा angle, this is the shear strain, right? Now this angle, how much is this angle? U in U means this angle multiplied by this U will be the D. If you remember that arc length कैसे निकालता है, so I can write if that angle is gamma, let's say gamma multiplied by D will be my U dash. Because gamma is very small. So now you can see this gamma, which is shear strain, is U dash by D. So this is basically my shear strain. Okay. So again, if tau I take it to the strain form, then it is D into KT. Okay. So that's why in both cases there will say, and if I take into the compliance form, then it is basically inverse of that. Okay, everybody understood this? How this thing has come? Okay. So now D can be how we can again measure the D? D can be measured by basically tape. You go to the field and you measure the tape, or you calculate again with respect to F. In 1 meter, how many joints are there? So D is basically 1 by F, or the average distance between the two consecutive joint planes. That either you can find out from F, or you go there and actually measure by tape between the two joints which are more or less parallel. What is that distance? And using that distance, you make the average, because in a particular joint set there will be many joints will be there in a particular joint set. You have to make the average one. Okay. So now this अभी यार इसका जरूरत नहीं है, अब मैं ये ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन कर दिया हूँ. So the compliance matrix now in x dash y dash plane, if I have to find out, so why I have given this 4, just to make the parity. See, we will have write it there, sigma x dash, this is for this row. Then the second row is sigma y dash. Okay. Then third row is tau x dash y dash. And this one is sigma z dash. Okay. Now you can see we have only this CNN and CTT, these two. Baki sab 0 hai, because these two stresses are not being used. Okay. But why I have given this 4? Because we have to invert it, and so that we get 4 by 4 matrix finally. And that's why beginning से ही हम लोग 4 by 4 कर दे रहे हैं. नहीं तो actually basically ये 2 by 2. In this plane it's just 2 by 2, but others are all 0. Okay, so this become compliance matrix in x dash y dash plane. Okay, that means in the joint axis map. Now I come here. Bigger. So this is my C dash. Now this is compliance matrix. Transformation will be done by the this was told to you in chapter 1, the transformation matrix for strain. So we are transforming with this matrix. This you will find in chapter 1. And then this joint compliance will be, this is what? This angle is theta, right? So we are inverting to, we are getting it to x and y, xy axis in the global axis. So here when you are doing C, then you will use minus theta, remember that, because this is minus theta. So when you are inverting it back to x and y, so you are going from this to this, so you will have plus theta. So here when you are inverting, this will become plus theta, because you are now inverting from x dash y dash to xy. Okay, so you are going counterclockwise, so it is basically positive theta. In this case, in this case. So accordingly you will take the value of theta, whether it is negative or positive. This will decide which direction you are rotating. Okay, if it is a counterclockwise, you will take positive value. If it is a clockwise, you will take a negative value of theta. Okay. So you already know the global xy direction. Now on that respect, your joint, whether it is positively rotated or negatively rotated, that you can find out based on this counterclockwise or clockwise. Okay. And then the joint compliance in this, I do go through the derivations. In the book, the derivation is given. You can see that. So it's a very simple derivation. So it comes like that. So this is now becoming XY plane. So joint compliance in XY plane, it comes in this. So this is for a particular joint. We get the compliance matrix in global coordinate system. Okay. Now let's say we have multiple joint sets. Okay. एक joint ऐसा करके है, दूसरा joint ऐसा करके है. Now we have multiple joint sets having different even spacing, definitely with different angle. I'll give you this problem, and I will ask you to solve this problem. So each joint sets, now we can calculate this, right? For joint sets I, we will find out, let's say we are taking these joint sets, so iska spacing 1 meter diya hai. So when you are calculating this, you will put that 1 meter, and TIs, this angle will be given to you. So once this angle, it is given 60 degree, you can see. So this 60 degree is given. Now, can anybody tell me when you are doing T, for this 60 degree, you will use plus 60 or minus 60? Can you tell me? When you will be making that T, this will be plus 60 or minus 60? पहले हाथ धो लो, मास्क पहन कर है ऐसे क्यों बात? ठीक है, देख लो मेरे पास. हाँ, is anybody 60 डिग्री पॉजिटिव लेंगे या नेगेटिव लेंगे? Who is going to answer me? कौन कौन है? आशीष है. आशीष, पॉजिटिव लेंगे या नेगेटिव लेंगे? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
क्या वरुण?
Yes, sir. Degree. Negative
When
will, sir. Clockwise.
we will make
Clockwise.
matrix T
Negative.
with this 60 degree, we will take positive or negative?
Negative. Will in clockwise. Negative होगा sir.
Will take negative.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा. So let me, for everybody, let me explain why. See, हमारा जो global axis, we are taking this, right? Global axis is this, and this x dash axis is somewhere like this. So this is basically 60 degree. Now we will be rotating from this x does to this x. So we are going clockwise. जब clockwise जा रहा है, then definitely it will be negative. You know, do not make that mistake. Okay, I'm telling you where the students make the mistake. सब कुछ करके वो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव में गड़बड़. Okay, so but this 135 will be positive and 60 degree will be negative when you use that. So दोनों का लिए अलग अलग करके निकालना है. C1, C2, there will be two compliance matrix we are going to get. Then we are going to add them together. This will give us the total compliances coming from the joint. Okay, total compliances coming from the joint. Now एक बार ये मिल गया, then in between rock is also there. So rock का if constitutive matrix is DR, the DR का inverse will be the constitutive compliance matrix of the rock. So inverse of DR plus this C, the total joint compliance, will give me the compliance of the rock mass. Okay, that is become the CM, because we told you the compliances are additive. Since compliances are additive, so we are adding them together. So rock का add हुआ, joint का completely add होगा. Then up to this much is fine, but then if you want to find out the equivalent rock mass constitutive matrix, then DM will be, oh yes, C होना चाहिए, yes, this will be CM, inverse of CM, and this will be this, इसका inverse again. So that will give us the constitutive matrix of the equivalent rock. That means क्या हुआ? These joint are gone. Now there is a equivalent D मिल गया. Okay, and this D or this C is highly now anisotropic. Okay, this is a anisotropic property. You will see there is no zeros between shear stress and normal displacement, or the x displacement or y displacement. Now there will be some values. Okay, so this is a purely anisotropic constitutive matrix. Let me give you an example. If you are further doing some work in your MTech level or PhD level, and you are using software like ANSYS or any other, they allow you to use the anisotropic properties in that element, in the finite element. To find out that anisotropic property, because that has to be supplied, that has to be given from outside. So first you have to calculate this D, then those values have to be entered into that software. There is a provision how to give. In ANSYS there is a provision that if it is anisotropic property, you have to type those values. Okay, so in order to type those values, you have to first calculate those values, and those values need to be calculated through this process, and then only you will be able to apply them. Now the similar things are there for 3D also. We have used that also, but here in this class I will not mention it. In the book it is given, you can look at it how to do in 3D if anytime you need to do 3D. Now this is the problem I told you. If you can do this problem, I think I will understand that you have understood. So this is the problem. Everybody has a computer with you, or you are using mobile. How many of you are using mobile? Let me see. Rishikesh is using mobile. But laptop has साथ में.
सर
ऋषिकेश?
वहीं खड़गपुर पे छोड़ा है सर।
हाँ सर है।
हाँ, कहाँ नहीं है? Sunil is also using ऋषिकेश. हाँ, प्रशांत is also using आशीष. तो तुम लोग का बस पास में लैपटॉप है या डेस्कटॉप
है सर।
है? So
हाँ
you can open that and you take these values. Okay, I give you maybe 10 minutes, then I will show you the result. 10 minutes, maybe I don't know how long it will take for you. The first question is, this is the two sets of joints are here. One at 60 degree, one as 135 degree. XY, global XY is given. The first is determine the equivalent stiffness matrix. That means DM. You have to calculate the DM for joint sets 1 and joint sets 2. These are the properties. Angle is given. This is 4 meter. Joint set 2 is 4 meter. Joint set 1 is 1 meter apart. So the property of E is also, rock property is also given. So how long it will take for you to do in Excel? 5 minutes or 10 minutes? You start. You start the process, and if you find difficulty, you just let me know. I'll tell you what to do. You open Excel. First, find out for the joint sets 1. For the joint set 1, you find out the C1. Okay, तो इसमें ट्रांसपोज टी मैट्रिक्स बनाना है, टी मैट्रिक्स का ट्रांसपोज करना है. Okay, so you have got this. You can write this one, then I will go on this above, and this formula you can use, or you write down this formula, either way. तो ये स्क्रीन में ओपन करके रखूं या लास्ट स्क्रीन? This is okay? क्या ऋषिकेश? Have you written, have you drawn this?
Yes sir.
Okay, everybody. What about, let's see. Saurabh, लिखा है ये?
यस सर।
Okay. Somita, have you written? You just draw this thing and write these properties.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, so everybody written. Then let me keep this. So this is the formula you have to use. So calculate C1 and C2 separately. Okay. I give you 5 minutes to do that. तो चल रहा है. Let me see whether I can share another file. $135. Okay, have you done this T1? Anybody has done the T1? Sorry, C1? Okay, you have done? सब लोग साइलेंट हो गया. वरुण,
Yes, sir.
हाँ वाह,
Reference.
स्टिल डूइंग, स्टिल नीड. क्या एक मैं दिखा दूं?
एक दिखा दीजिए, हम लोग कर लेंगे sir.
हाँ, आर यू एबल टू सी दिस फाइल, एक्सेल फाइल?
Yeah, it is visual.
Visible. Everybody is seeing this. Okay, let's say the first example. This is minus 60 degree. Okay. So theta, that is how you are going to rotate it. So this is just, it is basically converting into radians. You can also write radians. So it is just converting radians. Then we are calculating cos theta and sin theta, because this will be requiring KNN converted into megapascal per meter from giga. So it was 50 and 15 converted, and D is 1 meter. So T is made using that formula. Okay, you can see the formula is that, whatever is that given there, that, and C is made like this. Now here you can see this one is KNN multiplied by D, and this one is KTT multiplied by D. Okay, I will give you this Excel file also that you can do later. Now first thing is इसका ट्रांसपोज करना है, इसका ट्रांसपोज करके C से मल्टीप्लाई करना है. तो basically our formula is T transpose C dash T. तो इसका ट्रांसपोज कर दिया इस मैट्रिक्स का, I think you know the transpose formula. So this is the transpose of this matrix, and then this one is multiplication of this transpose T transpose multiply by C dash. Okay, so करने से ये आता है. Then this one is, that is T transpose C T1 is nothing but, you can see here again multiplied. I have just showed you, I could have done everything together just to show you. And then this one will be this multiplied by again T. So that giving us this. Okay. Now this is what I was telling you. Now you can see what has happened. Now this is basically related to sigma xx. This is sigma yy and this is tau x. Now you see, now there is a, in tau xy, in sigma xx, there is a component for gamma x. See, this used to be 0, but now this is no longer 0. There are some values. And this is coming because there is a joint plane. So now it's a purely anisotropic ho gaya. It is still a symmetric matrix. You can see this is still a symmetric matrix. So this equals to this equals to this, and still these will be all positive. ये 0 आ रहा है because of that. In that direction, in the z direction, we are not rotating anything. That's why it is 0. Or there is no component of this 2D joint in z direction. But they are all full of values. Now no longer they are zeros. Normally ये सब 0 रहता है. Okay? Similarly for the next joint, this is 4 meter, this is 100 GPa बोला था, and this is 35. So we are again doing this, the same thing. You can see this multiplied by this, and again this multiplied by this. So again same thing has been done. So we got, so one is here, and this is another one. Okay. So this is the compliance of joint number 1. This is the compliance of joint number 2. Now if you do the sum, it means this one plus this is this plus ऊपर में जो था ये दोनों ऐड करके हम लोग को टोटल जॉइंट, that means C we got. Okay. This is the C1 plus C2, so this is the total joint compliance for the both the joint. And this is the rock, and rock compliance matrix from the chapter 1. We have done it 1 by this thing, then minus quotient ratio into that value. Okay. So this we already know, and इसमें ये डाला गया है because we are considering the plane strain condition. Really, these and these are same. So this is plane strain condition के लिए the compliance matrix for the rock. As I was telling you, see, in a purely isotropic rock, this is 0, but here this is not 0. You're seeing this is not 0. So now the total compliance of the rock mass will be this one plus this one. So we got this. Okay, this is the compliance of the total compliance of CM got this. Now, now if I invert it, that will give me DM. So let me do inverse, M inverse. Okay. And इसका भी मैं दिखा देता हूँ. Then you will be able to see the difference. Okay, you are seeing that this is for DR. If only isotropic rock, the relationship between stress and strain. So here basically epsilon XX, epsilon YY, gamma XY, and epsilon ZY. Now here you see the same thing in rock mass having two joint sets with those properties. Now what is the difference you see? See how much it has reduced from 8000 something MPa से लेके 6900 हो गया. Okay, everywhere this is reduced. And you see here, this used to be 0, but now this has some value. Okay. So what do you expect? Now what will happen? The displacement will increase because the compliance has increased or the constitutive matrix has decreased values. So for the same given stress, now what will happen? Which one will give you the more displacement or more strain? Okay. So this will give you the more strain, right? Because that is what I am going to show you now, that the strain will be higher for this condition. Okay. Now the most important thing what you are looking at here is it's a completely anisotropic thing. Now if you just change anywhere, let's say if I make it, let's say 0.5 meter, and you will see this has decreased. If I make it, let's say 10,000 and this is, let's say 5,000, then you will see how much it increases. It tremendously increases. You see how much it falls. Half ho jata hai. So how much joint is affecting into the constitutive matrix. And under this condition, see this one, now let me show you. Let me go back to the problem. Let's say there is a 8 MPa applied on the top. 8 MPa stress is applied on the top. Then I want to know what is the strain that tensor components, epsilon XX, epsilon YY, and gamma XY on this surface. Can I find that out? Yes, I do. So this is 0, so this I will use -8, and Poisson ratio is 0.3, so this has already 0.25. Use this one. Yep. This is for plane strain condition. There will be no strain in that thing. So you see, this is the strain. This is basically the strain. on top of that surface. Epsilon xx is this, and this is for if no joint case. That means इसका साथ multiply किया इसका. Okay. So compliance matrix into the stress component. This is the stress. Okay. And this is sigma xx, sigma yy, tau xy, and sigma z. So for a plane strain condition, these are the strains. Okay. Now you see what happens in this case for jointed rock mass. So when we multiply this with this one for the same stress, you see the increase in strain in x direction. It was 0.00052 and this is now become 0.001. So almost double ho gaya. And this one is also double. But interestingly, what you are saying, these were the shear strain was 0, but now you have a shear strain. Now you can see where from that shear strain is coming. This is coming because there are interaction in the joints. Two sets of joints are being applied. So even if there is no shear stress, but shear strain has developed. Why? Because now there is a relationship between sigma yy का साथ shear strain का एक relation है. Because there is a relationship, so we will have a strain in shear direction even if there is no shear stress. See here, there is no shear stress. See, all are 0. So there is no shear stress, so there is no shear strain. But here, even if that is 0, there will be a shear strain. So in a rock mass condition, shear does exist because that joint, they automatically generate that shear. Okay. So is that clear? By looking at the two different, this is purely isotropic and that's basically anisotropic. Now you can see the difference. Okay. How the strain and the shear strain and the normal strains are changing because of this jointed rock. Okay. Similar thing can be done in 3D, but it's little complicated. So if you are using, let's say, for ANSYS software for purely anisotropic behavior, what you have to do is you have to supply this matrix, from outside. So you have to first develop this matrix using this Excel, and then you have to basically key in all these values and make that matrix and supply it to the software. Okay. Is that clear? This is the equivalent way of analyzing jointed rock mass behavior. Even in using the finite element software, we can do that. Okay. So this pretty much completes your this chapter. What is your schedule? Maybe let's say tomorrow or day after. What I can do, what I'm thinking is, I have whole lecture in next week, and if I get another lecture or another this week, then by next week your syllabus will be complete. I think 5 lecture for slope stability will be enough. We will not go that deep, but you will get a pretty good idea. So what is your schedule tomorrow or Friday? Morning time में कुछ खाली है?
From 10.
Tomorrow is free, sir.
Momita, what is your schedule?
Sir, tomorrow I have class from 9 to 11.
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, tomorrow from 9 to 11 I have classes.
9 to
11.
your audio is not visible.
Sir, from 9 to 11, sir.
You have class tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Acha, what about Friday? Same.
Friday, sir, no class, sir.
Friday is also same.
No, sir. Friday, no class.
No class.
No, sir.
अच्छा, what about others? बाकी का क्लास चल रहा है क्या नहीं?
चल रहा है सर, पर टाइमिंग अलग है.
हाँ, तुम लोग का भी फ्राइडे क्लास है?
हाँ है सर.
तो एक दिन पहले ही पता चलता.
अच्छा, why don't you send me some time? क्योंकि शोमिता का नहीं है, so this what about सर्वव्रतो? क्योंकि PhD वाला लोग का थोड़ा अलग अलग हो सकता है. सर्वव्रतो का क्या है?
सर नो क्लास.
नो क्लास ऑन फ्राइडे. और कौन था PhD का?
प्रशांत सर नो क्लास सर.
और कौन PhD का?
प्रशांत सर नो क्लास.
नो क्लास. सो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट एमटेक जो है तुम लोग देख लो फ्राइडे कब है, हमको एक ईमेल कर दो. ठीक है, अभी फ्रॉम 10 नॉट 10. ओके, सो I will just take 1 hour or maximum 1.5 hour. Then by next week we will be able to complete smoothly. Okay. So then my portion will be done. I'm going to now send you these two files, this Excel file as well as this PPT. So that you can refer it back, or if this is everything is there in the group more or less. Okay, and in the weekend I will send you some problem to solve. Okay, मेरे को कुछ बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay.